Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we are diving deep into a story that could affect millions of South Africans directly, the looming closure of the National Lottery, a crisis now being called Day Zero by the MK Party. The legal deadline is June 1, 2025, and if no action is taken, the lottery could shut down permanently. This isn't just about a game or entertainment, it's about the potential collapse of a system that funds crucial social programs and supports countless communities across the country. For many South Africans, the National Lottery is much more than just a chance to win big. It's a vital lifeline that channels billions of rands every year into social grants, education projects, health initiatives, and various public benefit programs. Millions of people depend on these funds, not only players hoping to win but vulnerable groups who benefit from the government grants paid through lottery money. If the lottery stops functioning, these funds could dry up overnight, leaving communities without support and people without the assistance they depend on. The impact could be devastating. But how did we get here? The MK Party has been very vocal about what they describe as blatant mismanagement and corruption surrounding the National Lottery's future. At a press conference on May 27, they accused the Minister of Trade, Industry, and Competition of ignoring clear and repeated warnings about regulatory instability. According to the MK Party, the minister has allowed political favoritism and cronyism to dominate the lottery's operations. They exposed how illegal review panels were set up, bypassing proper legal procedures, and how covert procurement methods were used to award contracts unfairly. This is not mere incompetence, the MK Party calls it corruption wrapped in red tape. This situation has not only jeopardized the integrity of the National Lottery but has also created a ticking time bomb for South Africa's social funding. The MK Party's concern is that if a new lottery operator is not appointed before June 1, 2025, the entire system will be forced to shut down on June 2. This means no more lottery ticket sales, no prize payouts, and worst of all, no social grant payments linked to lottery funding. Imagine the impact on those social welfare programs that so many poor and vulnerable South Africans rely on every day. This is a crisis that affects every corner of the country. The National Lottery funds thousands of community projects, from educational bursaries for disadvantaged youth to health campaigns and poverty alleviation programs. If these sources of funding vanish overnight, the effects will ripple across society, hitting the most marginalized hardest. Schools, clinics, and non-profit organizations that depend on lottery grants could be forced to shut down, and the progress made in many areas could be wiped out. The MK Party's accusations extend beyond just poor management. They claim the minister deliberately ignored due process, allowing opaque and illegal decision-making to take place behind closed doors. Contracts were handed out based on political connections rather than merit, and key oversight mechanisms were sidestepped. The MK Party says this is not just about corruption, it's about a fundamental breach of the Constitution and a betrayal of public trust. What makes this crisis even more concerning is the silence from the minister's office. Despite growing public concern and the looming deadline, there has been no clear communication or plan to resolve the issues. This silence only increases anxiety among South Africans who rely on the lottery for more than just entertainment, they rely on it for survival. The MK Party is demanding immediate court intervention, a thorough investigation, and full accountability from the minister and her department. This situation also shines a harsh light on broader governance problems in South Africa. Corruption, cronyism, and political interference have plagued many public institutions for years. The National Lottery is just one example of how these issues damage public trust and disrupt essential services. When government officials prioritize political interests over transparency and good governance, the public suffers. With less than a month to go before Day Zero, the stakes couldn't be higher. The MK Party's call for judicial action is a call for justice and protection of South Africans' constitutional rights. This isn't only about saving the lottery, it's about defending the rule of law and ensuring government accountability. If these demands are ignored, the consequences could be catastrophic for millions. The fallout from a lottery shutdown would be felt far beyond the immediate suspension of ticket sales. The National Lottery contributes substantially to social welfare programs that support education, health, arts, and community development. It funds many NGOs and public benefit organizations that work with disadvantaged communities. Without the lottery, these programs could face severe cutbacks or even complete closure, worsening poverty and inequality in a country already struggling with deep social challenges. It's important to realize that the National Lottery is more than just a source of revenue, it's a symbol of hope for many South Africans. It funds dreams, supports vulnerable families, and helps communities rise from hardship. Losing this institution would be a huge blow to the social fabric of our country. What can be done? Public awareness and pressure are critical. South Africans must demand transparency and accountability from their leaders. Media, civil society, and opposition parties must keep the spotlight on this issue to prevent a quiet collapse of the system. The judiciary will likely have to play a key role in upholding the law and protecting the public interest. We urge every South African to stay informed and raise their voices. Whether you play the lottery or not, the consequences of this crisis will touch all of us. This is a moment for unity, vigilance, and demand for good governance. If we want to prevent Day Zero from becoming a dark reality, action must be taken now. In conclusion, the potential shutdown of South Africa's National Lottery is a crisis of governance, transparency, and social justice. The MK Party's warning is clear: this disaster was avoidable, but only if those in power take responsibility and act swiftly. The clock is ticking toward June 1, 2025, and the country waits anxiously. This story is a stark reminder of the ongoing fight against corruption and the need to safeguard our public institutions. If you found this video informative and important, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth political news and analysis, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. How do you think we can stop this crisis? What should be done to restore integrity to the National Lottery? We want to hear your views. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.